During a toast, my wife claimed she supported us both while I was finding myself. So during my turn of toast, I played a voicemail of her forcing me to pay for her new car for everyone to hear. 2 minutes later, her parents were furiously calling me. Original post: I'm sitting here replaying Saturday night in my head. It's Monday evening now, still feels unreal. So, context. My wife Maya, 36F, and I have been married 10 years. We have 2 kids, 7F, 5M. Generally, things were okay. Ups and downs like anyone. About 18 months ago, I left a high-stress corporate job to join a tech startup. Less pay initially, equity potential, much better work-life balance. It was a calculated risk we discussed. Maya was theoretically supportive, but lately, tension. Mostly about money, specifically her wanting a new car. Not needing, wanting. A brand new Lexus NX 350h, fully loaded. Our current cars are fine, paid off, but she needed this upgrade apparently. I kept saying, Maya, not right now. Startup cash flow is tight. Let's wait a year or until things stabilize. It's irresponsible. Sensible, right? Apparently not. The pressure ramped up. Constant comments, comparisons to friends, then voicemails, like guilt-trippy, demanding voicemails left while I was at work. I saved one from last week because it was particularly revealing. Fast forward to Saturday, our 10th anniversary party. We hosted a nice dinner party at a local restaurant's private room, something we'd saved up for specifically for the milestone, maybe 40 people. Friends, family, some colleagues. Maya was in her element. Everything seemed fine, until the toasts. Her best friend gave a nice toast. My brother did too. Then Maya took the mic. She started okay, talking about our journey. Then she drops this gem. And I know the last year or so hasn't been easy. With Leo, finding himself, she said with this patronizing little smile, it's been tough. But I've been happy to hold down the fort, support us both financially, making sure the kids and I didn't feel the pinch too much while he figured things out. Record scratch. WTF. The room got awkward. People know I work my ass off at the startup. Finding himself? Implying she's bankrolling us? My salary is lower right now, but I still contribute significantly. We're not destitute by any means, just prioritizing stability over luxury splurges like a 60K plus SUV. Her phrasing made it sound like I was unemployed while she heroically paid all the bills. Absolute BS. I felt my face get hot, saw my parents exchange a look. Saw her parents, usually lovely people, look confused and concerned. Maya just beamed like she delivered some inspiring monologue. Then it was my turn. My prepared toast went out the window. I walked up, took the mic, stayed calm, looked right at Maya. Wow, Maya, thank you for that perspective. I started, voice level. It's true, transitioning to the startup world involved adjustments, and speaking of support and financial adjustments, pulled out my phone, found the voicemail, hit play, holding the phone to the mic. Maya's voice, slightly whiny but firm. Leo, listen. I saw the perfect NX 350h today. Pearl white. We need this. I deserve something nice after, well, everything. You keep saying wait, but waiting is getting embarrassing. Just figure out the money, Leo. Make it happen. I expect that deposit sorted by Friday. Okay, don't make this difficult. Talk soon. Dead silence. You could hear a pin drop. The entitlement, the pressure, the dismissiveness of my concerns. It hung heavy in the air. Maya's face went from beaming to horrified. Color drained completely. She looked like she was going to be sick. I put the phone away. So, yes, I said quietly into the mic. Financial support is complex. Happy anniversary, Maya. To 10 years. I put the mic down and walked back to my seat. Didn't look at anyone. The party vibe just died. People started murmuring. Within 15 minutes, folks were making awkward excuses and leaving. It was brutal. Maya avoided my eyes, surrounded by a couple of her friends looking daggers at me. We drove home in absolute silence. The kids were with my parents overnight, thank God. Maya locked herself in the guest room. The next morning, Sunday, my phone rang. It was her dad, Richard. I braced myself. Leo, he sounded heavy, concerned. Richard, hi. Son, Carol and I were hearing things about last night. Talked to a few people, including Maya briefly this morning. She wasn't making much sense. What actually happened with the toasts? Someone mentioned a voicemail? Yeah, Maya's toast wasn't accurate about our finances. Made me sound like dead weight. So during my turn, I played a voicemail she left me last week, pressuring me about that Lexus she wants. Long pause, heard him sigh. Okay, that explains the defensiveness we got from her. Leo, Carol and I are very concerned about both of you, about what this means. That toast description sounds unfair, and pressuring you via voicemail over a car right now, it doesn't sound right. We need to understand this better, but son, based on what we're piecing together, her behavior sounds deeply inappropriate. He said they wanted to talk to us both, maybe together, maybe separately. It wasn't the immediate fury the title hinted at, but it was clear they weren't impressed with Maya's reported actions. The fury part, I suspected, would come after they got the full unspun story. So yeah, that's where we are. Awkward party. Wife, in self-imposed exile in the guest room, her parents concerned and clearly leaning towards Maya WTF. Marriage status, critical. Did I go too far playing the voicemail? Maybe. But her public lie pushed me there. Don't know what happens next. Update 1 week later. Wow. Okay, thanks for all the comments and DMs. Mostly supportive, some saying I torched the marriage, maybe. Some saying Maya got what she deserved. Maybe too. It's been a wild week. The fallout. Maya stayed in the guest room for 2 days. Communication was basically zero. When she finally emerged, it wasn't with an apology. Oh no? It was anger. How could you, Leo? She hissed. We were in the kitchen, kids thankfully at school. Humiliating me like that, in front of everyone. My parents are questioning me constantly. Humiliating you? I asked, genuinely baffled. Maya, you stood up and basically called me a kept man after I took a calculated risk we agreed on. You lied about supporting us single-handedly. That was humiliating. I exaggerated slightly. It was a toast. You took it way too personally. And the voicemail? Was that an exaggeration too? Telling me to make it happen for a Lexus we don't need and agreed was irresponsible right now? Her eyes flashed. You recorded me? That's probably illegal. It's not one-party consent state for recordings. You twisted that. I was just venting. You sounded entitled, Maya, because you are acting entitled. That devolved quickly. No yelling, just cold, hard words. She genuinely seems to believe I'm the bad guy for exposing her BS. Enter the flying monkeys. Her sister, Chloe, 34F, called me Wednesday. Chloe's always been, well, fiercely loyal to Maya to a fault. Leo, Maya is devastated. She started, no preamble. She told me what you did. Playing a private recording? That's low, even for you. Even for me? What's that supposed to mean, Chloe? It means you've been difficult ever since this startup thing. Maya feels neglected. She feels like she deserves something nice and you're just shutting her down. That toast? Maybe clumsy, but she was trying to express how hard it's been. By lying? And the car isn't something nice, Chloe. It's a 60 cal vehicle we don't need right now. The voicemail wasn't venting, it was demanding. She's your wife. You're supposed to provide. You humiliated her in front of her parents. Her parents apologized to me for her behavior, Chloe. They heard the voicemail too afterwards. They were furious with her. That shut her up for a second. Well, they're old-fashioned. They don't understand the pressures Maya is under. Okay, Chloe. I'm not arguing about this. Maya misrepresented our situation publicly and has been applying unacceptable pressure privately. I reacted. End of story. You owe her an apology. No, Chloe, I don't. Hung up. The parental front. My parents are supportive but worried. Told me they love me but hope we can fix it. Advised counseling. Maya's parents, Richard and Carol, did talk to us both separately midweek. Richard called me afterwards. Leo, he sounded grim. We spoke to Maya at length. She tried every excuse. Blamed you, blamed stress, said the toast was a joke, said the voicemail was misunderstood. We didn't buy it, not one bit. Carol is heartbroken. I am furious with her. The lack of respect, the financial pressure, the entitlement, it's unacceptable. We told her as much. We told her she owes you a profound apology and needs to fix this. Leo, we apologize to you for her behavior. This isn't how we raised her. Maya's current tactics. She's now alternating between icy silence and passive-aggressive comments. Little digs about money, about the startup. Yesterday, she left a brochure for the damn Lexus on my home office desk. Seriously, no note, just the brochure. Open to the page with the pearl white one. It's like she thinks she can still wear me down. My stance, am I guilty about the public humiliation? A bit. It was harsh, but honestly, less guilty than I thought I'd be. Her entitlement and the public lie felt like a massive betrayal. I won't apologize for reacting to that. The car is obviously a non-starter. We're coexisting for the kids right now, but it's tense AF. Haven't discussed divorce, haven't discussed counseling, just limbo. But the Lexus brochure? That tells me she hasn't learned a damn thing. TLDR, wife still thinks she's the victim. Her sister is backing her play. My parents are worried. Her parents talked to both of us, are now furious with her after hearing her excuses, apologized to me, and told her to fix it. She hasn't. Wife left Lexus brochure on my desk. Tension level, high. Update 2, 1 month later. Alright folks, buckle up. The entitlement didn't just escalate, it went supernova. And yeah, I guess you could say I went full scorched earth in response. Within realistic, legal boundaries, of course. I'm just a regular guy, remember? The Cold War at home, living together has been hell. Maya swung between acting like nothing happened, weirdly cheerful, asking about my day, and pulling manipulative stunts. Stunt 1, the kids. Caught her telling our daughter, 7F, Mommy would love a new safe car so we can go on fun trips, but Daddy says we can't afford anything nice right now because of his job. Had to shut that down fast. Explained to my daughter, age appropriately, that our current cars are very safe, and Daddy's job is building something cool for the future. And sometimes families have to wait for big purchases. Maya denied saying it that way, of course. Gaslighting 101. Stunt 2, financial negligence. Started getting cagey about her own spending. She has a part-time job, decent hourly rate but inconsistent hours. Bills I usually handled, she suddenly took care of, but was vague about details. Found out she'd paid our property taxes late, incurring a penalty, because she'd spent her contribution money on clothes and spa days. Claimed she deprioritized it, thinking the penalty wouldn't be much, and things were tight. Because of her spending, right. Stunt 3, the social campaign. Heard from mutual friends that Maya and Chloe were spinning a tale about how I'm controlling, financially punitive, and emotionally volatile ever since the startup, painting me as the unstable one who blew up at the party over a misunderstanding. Some friends bought it, others saw through the BS. The breaking point. The final straw wasn't even the Lexus, though the brochures kept appearing. It was discovering she'd opened a new credit card in her name only, fine, but likely exaggerated her income consistency potential on the application, alongside listing our actual household income to secure a surprisingly high limit, not fine. And then maxed it out. On what? A solo weekend trip to clear her head, designer bags, high-end salon treatments. Found the statement accidentally. About $15. Confrontation time. Calmly laid the statement on the table. Maya, explain this. She went pale, then defiant. It's my card, my finances. You likely misrepresented your income stability to get this limit. You spent $15,000 we don't have spare right now, after causing a tax penalty, while still passive-aggressively pushing for a luxury SUV. First, she tried justifying her original actions again. I wouldn't be so stressed if you hadn't attacked me at the party. That toast was nothing. When I didn't back down, she pivoted, tears welling up. Well, you humiliated me. You made me look like a fool. I was upset. I deserved something nice after that. That Lexus would have made me feel better, but since you won't provide. That was it. The utter lack of remorse, the continued focus on the damn car, the attempt to hide debt, and now using my reaction to her initial betrayal as justification for financial infidelity. I snapped. Not yelling, but cold, hard clarity. The revenge, Operation Financial Reality. I didn't play another voicemail. This required a more structured response. Budget lockdown. Sat down. Forced her to sit down with all the numbers. Bank accounts, my startup salary, actual, not projected, her part-time income, bills, debts, including her new 15 golly. Laid it out starkly. Showed her exactly why the Lexus was impossible and how her secret credit card debt now actively harmed our financial goals, like saving for kids' college, retirement. No more ambiguity. Debt responsibility. Told her the $15K credit card debt was hers to pay off. From her income. We'd calculate her proportional contribution to essential household bills based on her actual income, and the rest of her earnings were to go straight to that debt. No more fun money until it was cleared. Period. Non-negotiable. Allowance cut, her fun money. The small amount I used to transfer to her personal account for incidentals? Stopped. Effective immediately. Her income needed to cover her personal spending and her debt first. Parental involvement. Nuclear option. This was the big one. I called both sets of parents for a family meeting, just us four and Maya and me. Laid out everything. The toast lie, the voicemail pressure, the manipulating the kids, the late tax payment, the secret credit card, the $15 debt, the continued Lexus obsession, the bad-mouthing campaign. Showed them the credit card statement. Maya tried to interrupt, cry, justify. Her parents, especially Richard, looked like they were going to explode, building on their previously expressed disapproval. My parents looked deeply disappointed in her. Richard finally cut her off. Enough, Maya. We told you to fix this. Instead, you lied, you manipulated, you spent money you don't have, and you're trying to blame Leo? For what? For working hard? For being responsible? This behavior is appalling. Carol echoed him, tears in her eyes, saying she didn't recognize the daughters she raised. They told her, point blank, they would not be bailing her out of the credit card debt. They supported my plan for her to pay it off herself. My parents backed me completely, stating clear boundaries were needed. The aftermath of the meeting. Maya completely shut down. Didn't speak for a day. Her sister Chloe tried calling me again. You got mommy and daddy involved? You're trying to isolate her. Told her Maya made her bed. Now she lies in it. And hung up. The consequences. Maya is now facing the music. No Lexus. A $15 debt she has to budget and pay herself from her variable part-time income. Her parents are holding her accountable. Her fun money is gone. She has to contribute fairly to the house based on reality, not wishes. It's not about punishing her. It's about her facing the direct, unavoidable consequences of her entitled actions and financial irresponsibility. Watching her realize the bank of Leo and mom and dad is closed? Yeah, that feels like justice. Is it satisfying? In a grim way, yes. This entitled bullshit had to stop. Is the marriage salvageable? Still don't know, but the dynamic has shifted. The entitlement has met a brick wall made of spreadsheets and parental disappointment. Final update. 6 months later. Hey Reddit. Been a while. 6 months since the family meeting intervention. Thought I owed you all a final chapter on this saga. Life after the financial reckoning. Things are different. Not magically fixed, but fundamentally altered. The immediate aftermath of that meeting was rough. Maya was sullen, resentful, barely speaking. She hated the budget. Hated having to track her spending from her fluctuating income. Hated that her parents called her weekly, not to enable, but to ask pointed questions about her debt repayment plan. Chloe basically declared me persona non grata. Fine by me. Did Maya magically see the light and apologize profusely? Lol, no. Entitlement like that doesn't just evaporate. There wasn't a single movie moment epiphany. It was more like a slow, grinding erosion of her fantasy world against the hard rocks of reality. The debt, she is paying it down, slowly, painfully. Picked up more shifts when available. Complained constantly at first. Tried suggesting I should cover half since we're married. Nope, her secret debt, her responsibility, backed by parents. The complaining lessened as the balance finally started to shrink. Reality check. Actions have consequences. The Lexus, never mentioned again after the family meeting. She's still driving her old car. Saw her looking at sensible used Toyotas online once. Progress? The entitlement. It's still there, under the surface. Little flashes of resentment, but the overt demands and manipulations stopped. The united front of me plus both sets of parents made it clear that route was closed. She knows she has no allies for her BS anymore. The lie toast. She eventually mumbled a half apology about the toast coming out wrong during one of the early therapy sessions. Not great, but acknowledging it was something. The voicemail? Still claims it was stress. Baby steps, I guess. The road to repair? Maybe. The weeks after the meeting were bleak. Divorce felt very possible. What changed, honestly? The kids. And both sets of parents pushing hard for professional help before calling it quits. They saw the dysfunction Maya caused, but didn't want the family blown apart if it could be salvaged. We started couples therapy about 4 months ago. It's grueling. No breakthroughs yet, but it's a structured place to talk. Our therapist is good. Doesn't let Maya slide on the financial infidelity or the entitlement issues. Doesn't let me slide on the public voicemail stunt either. Acknowledges why I did it, but explores healthier conflict resolution. Fair enough. Therapy is forcing Maya to confront her warped views on money, status, and respect. It's forcing me to confront my communication failures, saving voicemails instead of addressing issues head-on earlier maybe? and the lingering anger. Where we are now, we're still together, still in therapy. It's not a rom-com ending where love conquers all overnight. It's fragile. Trust is fractured, maybe permanently. I'm wary, guarded. I manage our finances transparently, but with clear boundaries now. No more assumptions. Maya, she's quieter, less focused on appearances. Maybe starting to understand the damage she did, or maybe just realizing the consequences are unavoidable. Hard to tell sometimes. She interacts more genuinely with the kids, less performatively. Her parents are cautiously optimistic, but remain firm with her about financial responsibility. My parents are relieved we're trying therapy. Chloe still thinks I'm the devil. So, justice served? Kinda. Maya faced real, tangible consequences engineered not just by me, but by the natural weight of her own bad decisions and the intervention of family who refused to enable her. She didn't get the car, she got debt and accountability. The satisfaction isn't about revenge, it's about the fact that the entitled narrative finally crashed and burned against reality. Will we make it? 50-50, but we're talking. We're in therapy. The Lexus is gone from conversation. That's the update. Thanks for listening, Reddit. It helped, actually. Time to log off and live this messy, complicated reality.